Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sneha Bhatia, MPT Orthopedics and Sports Rehabilitation, in-charge principal at Leeds Srimati S.G. Patel Institute of Physiotherapy. My today's lecture will be on length-tension relationship. So muscle tension, it is most important characteristic of a muscle that it is having the ability to develop tension and to exert force on bony liver. Tension can be either active or passive. Total tension is the sum of both active and passive tension. So, what is passive tension? It refers to the tension developed in the parallel elastic component, also known as non-contractile tension, created by lengthening of the muscle beyond the slack length of the tissues. So, parallel muscle component may add to active action by muscle when lengthened, or it may become slack and doesn't contribute to the total muscle tension. The second type is active muscle tension. So it refers to the tension developed by the contractile element of the muscle, so it is called as contractile tension. It is initiated by cross bridge formation and movement of thick and thin filaments. Amount of active tension that a muscle can generate depends on the neural factors and mechanical properties of the muscle fibers. So there are three types of muscle contraction. The first one is the concentric muscle contraction, in that the muscle is going for shortening. So as you can see in the picture, when a person tries to lift the dumbbell and try to bend the elbow, the biceps muscle goes for concentric contraction. The second time is called as eccentric contraction. In this type of contraction, the muscle elongates. So as you can see in the picture, when the person tries to straighten the arm using the dumbbell, that type of muscle contraction is called as eccentric contraction of the biceps muscle. And the third type is the isometric contraction of the muscle, in that there is no change in the length of the muscle. So as you can see in this picture, when the person is holding the dumbbell at 90 degree of elbow flexion, there is no lengthening or shortening happening at the bicep muscle. So this is called as the isometric contraction of the muscle. So remember, there are three types of muscle contraction. First one is the concentric muscle contraction, in which the muscle goes for shortening. Second type is the eccentric muscle contraction, in which the muscle goes for lengthening. And third type is the isometric muscle contraction, in that there is no change in the length of the muscle. So again in this picture also you can see, first picture is showing isometric contraction, second is showing us concentric contraction when there is shortening of the muscle, and picture C, eccentric contraction, that is showing the lengthening of the muscle. So isometric length tension relationship, there is a direct relationship between isometric tension development and length of sarcomeres in muscle fiber. At optimal length, maximal isometric tension is developed due to the position of the thick and thin filaments forming maximum number of cross bridges in sarcomere. Lengthening or shortening beyond the optimal length causes reduced amount of active tension, because in that there is fewer cross bridge formation. So in this picture, sarcomere length tension relationship is shown. So the skeletal muscle sarcomere length tension relationship, active, passive and the total curves are shown in this picture. The plateau of the active curve signifies optimal sarcomere length, where the muscle is lengthened because fewer cross bridges are able to be formed. Tension decreases as the muscle is shortened because of the interdigitation of the thin filaments. The increase in the passive tension with elongation of the muscle is shown by the dashed line, and passive plus active tension results in the total amount of tension developed by the muscle fiber. As the muscle elongates, passive elastic tension increases. This passive tension is added to active tension, resulting in total tension. So when the muscle is shortened, sarcomeres are at shorter length. It reduces the distance between the Z disc. Interdigitation of the thin and thick filaments are there and interferes with the formation of cross bridges. This is applicable only in isometric contraction. During dynamic contraction, length tension relationship must be combined with the force velocity relationship to determine the effect that both length and velocity have on the muscle tension. So what is the application? Why we are studying this length tension relationship? So regarding the application of the length tension relationship, when applying to muscle joint system, sarcomere length is not same throughout. So at a particular joint position, there are sarcomeres at many different lengths corresponding to different point of length tension relationship. During movement, torque produced at the joint is not only due to the muscle force but also the function of MA, that is the movement arm of the muscle. So at particular joint position, muscle length may be short but has long movement arm, maintaining the higher amount of torque. So based on the length of the movement arm, the orientation of muscle to the joint has also been used to classify muscle into groups, and the length of muscle movement arm is important to determine joint torque and range of motion. So muscle has the diminished ability to produce or maintain isometric tension at the extreme of the joint motion. It occurs only in muscles that cross more than one joint, that is called as two joint muscle or multi joint muscle, in which the muscle length excursion is greater than in single joint muscle. So a decrease in the torque produced by the muscles may be encountered when the full range of motion is attempted simultaneously at all joints crossed by a multi-joint muscle. So this decrease in the torque is often regarded as active insufficiency. So thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed watching this video, then please subscribe this channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.